I took the bus all the way down because that's how good of a deal it was. When I got that a lot of people are going to be keen on, a good way to market this, spent probably about $1,000 to $1,500 on it. Yeah, I made about. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Sean and I own a company called Next Level Motors Limited here in New Zealand. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and sharing with you my best ever deal that I've done flipping cars. So a big part of this channel is I do want to try and be real and authentic with you guys. I think that's what a lot of people consuming content are looking for, real creators that provide authenticity that they can relate to. So that's the essence of today's video. I want to share with you my best deal, which was, can you guess it? It's a Toyota Hilux, a 2015 manual turbo diesel. So these are awesome utes. I love the Toyota Hilux. They're really popular here in New Zealand. They're probably one of the most common utes, one of the most reliable, and for that reason was the reason I got it as my first ute. So the way I found it is I joined a Toyota Hilux group on Facebook. So there's your first pro tip for this video, is join it. If you're interested in buying a particular car, it's always a good idea to join groups on Facebook, because often you'll get sellers on there who don't post their vehicle for sale on Facebook Marketplace. They don't want to deal with all the hassle that comes with selling on Marketplace, the muck arounds, the time wasters, or they might not even be ready for sale yet. They might just be thinking about it. So it's a good way to put a post up, see if there's anyone out there that is keen or even thinking about selling their ute or their car and actually getting the deal before they even list it on the market. So this is how I found this Toyota Hilux. Is I made a post in the group. Someone said, hey look, I've got this one for sale, are you interested? So I checked out the vehicle and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good deal. He wanted 15 grand, and at the time it had only done I think 120,000 kilometers, which is really low for a Toyota Hilux. So I said, yeah, I'm keen, I want to go check it out. So at the time I was living in Hamilton, and before I got this ute and a car transporter trailer, I actually took the bus all the way down to New Plymouth. So this was like a 5 or 6 hour bus ride. So I took the bus all the way down because that's how good of a deal it was. So when I got down there, I checked it out. I'll upload some photos here. It's a really nice ute. It came on 18-inch, I think there were 20-inch rims on really nice tires. It was well looked after, well serviced, and it was just a really tidy ute. It went well, drove well, and I ended up purchasing it for 15 grand. He didn't want to go any lower as he knew it was already a pretty good deal. So you know, in those sort of situations, as the buyer, you don't have much negotiating power because he knew he was selling it cheap. So sometimes you just got to pay asking price. It's a part of the game. So I paid asking price and I bought the vehicle, drove it back to Hamilton with no issues at all. So my first step in sort of making the ute look a bit better was I got some running boards, some side steps down the side of the ute just to make it look a little bit nicer, fill it out a bit more, and look a bit empty on those sides. It really helped complete the look of the vehicle. And I also bought a lid for the back tray of the ute. I got a white lid to put on the back there, which I know a lot of people do like, lid on the back of the ute, so they'll be able to chuck stuff in there and you don't have to worry about getting wet or stolen. It's a lockable hard lid, so I chucked that on as well. So I kept the ute for probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. It was really nice. I drove it around and I actually bought my first car transporter trailer, excuse me, with that ute, and I did a bit of towing with that ute and trailer as well. So when it came time to sell it, I used a different strategy that I actually learnt from property and from a marketing book when I was younger. So here's another pro tip here. When you've got a vehicle that you know will be of high interest, that a lot of people are going to be keen on, a good way to market this is to list it cheap and to not have a fixed asking price. So with this one, I put it as $22,000, no reserve. So that way you're not capping yourself, because there might be someone out there that's willing to pay more than 22 grand. So if I put the asking price as 22 grand, you're only going to get offers under $22,000. Whereas I put a no reserve, highest cash offer over $22,000. So immediately when someone comes across the listing and sees that, they're already thinking, okay, what's the most I'm willing to pay? And they're not thinking below your number, they're thinking above your number. And listing it cheaper also generates more interest. So this is a really good strategy that I actually learned in a property book that I read a long time ago, to help generate interest on something you're selling, and you're not capping yourself by listing a specific asking price. Hope you guys understand that. If not, leave any questions or queries below. So that's the strategy I used here, and it was at work an absolute treat. So I had the vehicle for sale, and I had a buyer ring up from down south. He asked me, you know, what sort of money are you looking for with this car? And I just told him, mate, I'm just taking offers at this stage. The auction ends at the end of the week. So what are your thoughts on that? And he was looking to buy a ute and had a budget of $28,000. So he was prepared to spend $28,000 on a ute. And he said, that's probably where I'm at. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, cool. I mean, the auction does end this week. You're welcome to come check it out. And that's what he wanted to do. He was worried about someone making a bid on the auction because he really wanted it. So he actually came up before the auction ended, and he checked out the ute, he really liked it, and he paid me $28,000, which is crazy. I mean, it was a really nice ute, but I don't think it was probably worth that much. But that was his budget. That's what he was prepared to spend, and he was happy to spend that to get the ute that he wanted. So he paid me $28,000. I remember I only paid $15,000 for it. I spent probably about $1,000 to $1,500 on it. So yeah, I made about $12,500 on that deal, and honestly I could not believe it. Like, I was so stoked, I was so happy with that result, and that is the best ever deal that I've done on a car. So yeah, I bought it cheap. I did a few cosmetic things just to make it look a really nice complete ute, and then I used a different market strategy. Sometimes it's always good to be different, to think outside the box and not do what everyone else is doing. So I just happened to find the perfect buyer at the right time for this vehicle, and he had a budget that was well and above what sort of I was looking for, and because I used this strategy, he was happy to pay the amount he was going to spend for this vehicle. So yeah, I walked away pretty happy with that deal, and I actually at that point realized, hey, there's actually a really good market here for buying and selling utes. Utes are incredibly popular here in New Zealand, very versatile. A lot of tradies obviously need them and love them. So I've since owned and purchased quite a few different utes in that time since that first one. So that was the best deal I've ever done. Hopefully you learned a couple of things from this video and found really good value with the tips that I shared with you. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.